Hi, good evening everyone. Today we will be starting with the 110 scenario of Apex trigger. In the same scenario, we will try to recreate the approval process through the Apex trigger. In order to do the same, we will be taking two objects. One is deal object that is basically providing us the level of deal that it happens. We will be using the amount in order to calculate the same. And second is the deal approval. So you might be thinking how Trishu you will be taking multiple user and then assigning the approval from multiple user. Yes, we will be using the custom metadata in order to store the user, and we will fetching that custom metadata in order to fetch the user ID of the person who is the approver. So let's start with the scenario. In this scenario, we will try to recreate the approval process. So let's start with the same. So if I talk about the prerequisite in order to start the trigger, we will be creating two objects. So first is deal object. So in the deal object, we have created 4 to 5 fields. First field is basically amount. On the basis of amount, we will be picking up the level. For example, if the amount is less than 50,000, then the only one approval step will be there. So we will be creating one approval step, that is we will be approving from the one person. But let's take an example. If the amount is between 50,000 and 2 lakh, and then we will be adding two approval steps. Then the approval should come from both persons. And if the amount is greater than 2 lakh, then the approval should come from all three persons, first person, second person, third person. So here we are creating the approval levels for the same. Okay, so once we so based upon amount we will be creating, and on the status there is pending, approved. So for now in the trigger we will be using the pending status. We have a deal name, we have a lookup, we have a lookup. No, don't have lookup on this object, but we have a lookup on the different object, that is seal approval. So here we have status, that is approved, pending. So I think we have created twice, but I think there is something. So this is pending in approved. This is approval status. And if I talk about the approval status here, so I think we have created the, so it is approval level instead of approval status. So we will be changing this field on a real-time basis. It should be approval level. So once it is approval level 3, so there will be 3 levels for the same. So we will be updating this field as well in the trigger. So let's save this out. Let's click OK. Once we are done with this, so let's start with the trigger. Here, for first question game here is, we have one custom meta type, we have one deal object, we have one deal approval object. On which object we need to create a trigger? So scenario is as such: as soon as a deal is inserted, if the amount is between these three brackets, that is less than 50,000, between 50,000 and between 50,000 and 2 lakh, and if greater than 2 lakh up to 999 up to n digits, then we should take three approval. First for only one approval, two for two approvals, three for three approvals. We need to create the same, and we need to update the approval level in the approval status field that you are seeing, that is approval level on the same object. So in order to do the same, we will be writing a trigger on the deal object. So let's start with our trigger. So in order to start with, so we will be using after insert on the deal object only. So if I talk about it, we have taken the trigger here. So what we will be doing, if trigger dot on deal, that is after insert, if trigger dot is after, and trigger dot is insert, then in that case what you need to do, you need to call deal handler dot handle approvals, and here we will be passing trigger dot new. Since as soon as the record is inserted, the trigger should fire, so we are using the handle approval method, and we are only passing one parameter, that is trigger dot new. So let's start with our trigger. So what we will be doing, we will be doing public static void and the method name, and here what I will be taking list of deal underscore c underscore c, that is new records. Once we are done with this, So we will be saving this out, and then further we will be checking if we are good with this. So let's first get it saved. Once it is saved, we will be trying to save the framework as well, so that we don't face any issue further. Once framework is saved, now it is the time to start with the trigger. First thing that we will be checking it if amount is not equal to null, because that is the only field that is dependent on if the trigger should fire or not. So what I will be doing, I will be iterating my records, that is deal underscore underscore c dl colon new records, and further what I will be doing, that f dl dot amount underscore underscore c, if not equal to null, then we need to proceed. So here we need two things. One is a set of deal, and second is a set of id versus map of deal. So in order to do same, what we will be doing, we will be creating map of id comma deal, that is processed map, processed map, proceed map is equal to new map of id comma deal underscore underscore c, and further what we will be doing, we will be creating set of id deal set is equal to new set of id, and further after doing this we will be adding the value in the map, that is proceed map dot put, that is tl dot id comma dl, this is the first thing, and proceed, and deal set dot add further what we will be adding, that is tl dot id. Once we are done with this, now it is the time to pick the approvals. In order to pick the approver, who will be the approver for first level, who will, so I don't have a detail. So in order to do same, I have created a custom metadata type. So let's go on to object manager, and here on the home manager, so what I have done, I have creating the custom metadata type. So in custom metadata types, I have kept 4 fields here. First is basically, if I go here, so you will be seeing that as level name, level, that is one, minimum amount, maximum amount, and we don't have lookup id here, so we have to take the text field in order to save the id, and we have stored the id for 3 users. One is Trishu, one is Ramesh, and third is Suresh. So Trishu is the first level of approval, Ramesh is second level of approval, and Suresh, being the CU, is the third level of approval. So now let's do one thing. Let's pick this record in order to do same. So what we will be doing, we will be picking the API name for this. So what I will be doing, I will be copying this. So in order to get the records from the metadata, what we will be doing, we will be processing it by a for loop for this metadata name, that is MD colon. Here I will be writing a query. Select ID comma level underscore underscore c comma, we can skip the minimum amount, maximum amount, because we only need a level and full record, and further we will be needing user approval underscore underscore c from metadata. And after doing that, we will be creating one more map, that is map of integer comma id. So in integer we will be storing the level, and in id we will be storing the information of that. So what further we will be doing, that is approver map is equal to new map of integer comma id. So once this map is ready, further what we will be using approver map dot put, that is md dot level underscore c comma, we will be storing md dot approver underscore C. Once we are done with this, we will be saving this out, and let's check if we are facing an issue. Yes, we are facing the issue in this line. So what is the problem? So it is decimal. So let's, instead of number, let's change it to decimal though, so that we don't face any issue. So now we have approval list, we have the proceed map here. So now let's iterate, and based upon how we will be creating the levels. So what I will be doing, for deal underscore C, that is DL final. Let's add a small name, DLF column, deal final is DL left. So what we will be doing here, we will be picking it from proceed map dot key set, and once we are done with it, or we can proceed with the values as well. So what we will be doing, instead of key set, we will be picking the values, because in key set we only have the key of the day. We don't have the we don't have everything here. So let's first save this out. Yes, there is no issue. Further, what we will be doing, we need to create a deal approver here. Deal approver underscore C, that is DA is equal to new deal approver. So you might be thinking, Trishu, you was saying that if there is a amount between 50,000, then we need to get one approval. Yes, we need to do that. So before creating a deal approval, we need to write a logic. What I will be doing, for first of all, we will be doing if DLF dot amount is less than 50,000, then we need to write a logic, and else if DLF dot amount is greater than 50,000 and DLF dot amount it is underscore C. So we need to fix this as well. So it is underscore C, and here also that is underscore C. If is greater than 50,000 and less than 2 lakh. So let's remove 10. So now it is good. Then we need to proceed with some logic, and else we need to write some logic. So what we will be doing, we will be taking an integer, that is, let's delete it here, and let's take integer approver count is equal to 0. What we will be doing, approver count is equal to 1. Further, let's copy this out, that is approver count. Copy this out and let's paste it here. Let's make it 2, and here approver count equal to 3. So now what we will be doing, now we will be proceeding with the creation of deal approver records. For integer I is equal to 0, I less than approver count column I plus plus, and further in this loop we will be creating the deal approvers. So here, by picking the levels, we will be doing it, and we have the levels. So let's cut it out. So we have level 1, level 2, level 3. So for example, that is I. So we will be putting, so what we will be doing, TA dot deal underscore C is equal to, what is the ID now? So that is DLF dot ID, and DA dot status underscore C is equal to, we will be keeping pending, and for the next thing, DA dot approver underscore C. This is a main step. We have an approver ID, we have integer. So we will be picking the I number and placing it in our map. So what we will do, approver map dot get I. So for the first time it will be 1. So 0. So I will be playing around with the number. So it is 1 to 3. So 1 and less than equal to. So if I keep it as 0, then it will not give me, it will give me null pointer exception, because in the map we have provided 3 values 1, 2, 3. We haven't provided 0. So in order to do same, we have to do the same. So I think we are doing any mistake here. So deal approval is basically invalid type. So let's search for the object manager deal. It is deal approval, not approver. So let's fix the object so that we are on same page. We are done with this. So once we are done with this, our record has been created. So now what, in order to proceed with DML, we will be creating the list of deal approval, that is final list is equal to new list of, and for the deal approvals. After doing this, we will be saving this out, and final list dot add final list dot add, and further we will be adding DA. So once we are done with this, we will be further proceeding. After for loop, what we will be doing, after for loop, if final list dot is not empty, if this is not empty, then what you need to do, you need to proceed with insertion of final list. Insertion of final list. So let's proceed with updating the deal, because always it will happen first that first approval should come first. So we need to set the approval level as 1 for each deal. So what we will be doing, deal underscore c dlf1 is equal to new deal underscore c. We have a record ID here. What is ID? DLF1 is equal dot ID is equal to DLF dot ID. Once we are done with this, second is DLF dot approver level. Let's set the level always as level 1. Let's hard code it, because always once the record is inserted, we need to set the level 1 as a approver level. After that, it should be approved in level 2, level 3. So we are not worried about level 2, level 3. So we are just proceeding with this cosmetic change. So in order to update the same, we will be creating another list, that is list of deal underscore c, that is another list, deal list. Let's make it deal f list is equal to new list of deal underscore c, and further after doing this, what we will be doing, we will be saving. So what we will be doing, deal f list. So I think we missed something here. My mouse is just running fast. So dot add, that is DLF1. Once we are done with this, we will be saving the over trigger, and finally we will be doing the update operation for deal final list. So let's do one thing. Let's copy the list name from here, that is deal f list, and after copying here, what we will be pasting, we will be pasting it here, and we will be pasting this here. So let's save this out. So I think our trigger is done. So you might be thinking, Trishu, where the hell you have saved the users? So I can show you the metadata list. So here, if I go on this list, I've kept 3 users in the metadata. So if I go here, so this is the level 1, level 2, level 3. Based upon the level, that is 1, 2, 3, I'm picking the IDs. So let's test our trigger now. So what we will be doing here, we will be just going on to our deal record. So let's jump on any app, because I haven't created any record till now. So if I go on to deal, allow. So this is a new playground. I don't want that any issue should happen here. So let's go here. So that is TFT. Let's add the amount as 2,50,000. Not 2 lakh, yes, 1,50,000. So 1,49,000. Yes, approval level. Let's skip this and let's save this record for now so that we can test our trigger. I think we are getting the read only error. Why we are getting it? So we have done one mistake here. The mistake is we have tried to update the DLF approval, so it should be DLF1. Due to naming convention, we've got the read-only error, so it should be DLF1. So let's save this out, and again let's save our record. And now we will not be face any read-only error because we are not trying to update the same record. So let's do one thing. Let's save the trigger, and we are getting invalid ID. Yes, we are getting ID. First invalid ID, that is we are getting the issue that is at line number 60. So one more silly mistake here. So we need to update this list. Update this list. So now let's save the trigger. So yes, now the trigger is saved. So you will not get any ID error now. So let's save the record. So yes, now the record has been saved and the level has been set to level 1. This is the first thing. If you go on to related, we got 2 approvals here. First is the first user. So you might be seeing the approval is Trishu Sastiva here. And in the second level, it is, if you go here, that is Ramesh Sharma. So now let's create one more deal here and let's set the amount as, that is TFT1, and let's set the stage as 8,50,000. So by default, as soon as we set, so approval level should come as 1, that is coming correct. And if you go here, you will be seeing three level of approval. So if first is Trishu, because I'm the first level of approval. Second level is Ramesh Sharma. You are seeing the ID, the lookup field has been populated because we are populating the ID here. And if you go here in the third, so here Suresh Sharma is getting updated. So this complete our trigger number 110. So if you like my content, please subscribe my channel and don't forget to hit the bell icon for more such content. Have a nice day.